This is Labubu when she was just a tiny little thing. And this is Labubu, a 7-foot fluffy legend. Today, I'm gonna tell you the full story of what it was really like to grow up alongside her. The chaos, the laughter, the fear, and the moment I realized loving someone sometimes means letting them go. When I first found her, she was barely 4 inches tall. I honestly thought she was a strange plush toy someone had dropped on the sidewalk outside my apartment building. But then she blinked, slowly, deliberately, and that crooked, mischievous smile spread across her tiny face. She fit in the palm of my hand. Her fur was unbelievably soft, almost warm, like she had her own little internal furnace. Her ears were oversized for her body, and her eyes were too intelligent to belong to something so small. I brought her upstairs, wrapped her in a kitchen towel, and set her on my coffee table. Within seconds, she had climbed down and disappeared. I found her 10 minutes later inside my slipper. That became her favorite hiding spot. My slippers, my hoodie pockets, the fruit bowl. Once, I opened the fridge and she was sitting on top of the butter dish, looking extremely pleased with herself. She stole chocolate chip cookies from the counter and dragged them crumb by crumb under the couch like a tiny criminal mastermind. I realized pretty quickly that if she was gonna stay, she needed her own space, so I built her a miniature house out of a wooden storage box. I lined it with soft cotton padding, added scraps of fleece, and placed fresh pine branches inside because she seemed drawn to natural scents. I even strung tiny battery-powered fairy lights along the roof. She loved it. At night, I could hear faint little movements, rustling, soft thuds, tiny giggles. Yes, she giggled, a high, airy sound like wind chimes. Feeding her became my favorite ritual. At first, I wasn't sure what she liked. I tried blueberries, success. Raspberries, even better. She'd hold them with both tiny hands and take dramatic bites. Marshmallows were a disaster. She bounced off the cushion caps for 20 minutes afterward. Pineapple was her obsession. The first time she tasted it, her ears literally perked up and she froze, eyes wide, as if she had just unlocked a childhood memory she didn't know she had. That's when I noticed something strange. She was growing. Not gradually, not in the normal way. She would go to sleep small and wake up slightly bigger. Another week, the size of a rabbit. By the end of the month, she could sit on the couch cushion without disappearing into the folds. And she was curious, extremely curious. She followed my cat everywhere. My cat, meanwhile, had mixed feelings. Labubu tried to initiate games of hide and seek. She would duck behind table legs and leap out with a joyful squeak. The cat would stare at her with deep existential regret. But eventually, even the cat gave in. Once I caught them both hiding behind the curtains as if planning something. As Labubu grew to the size of a medium dog, life became noticeable. Walks in the neighborhood were no longer subtle. I bought a reinforced leash, not because she was aggressive, but because she got excited easily. At the park, children pointed, adults froze mid-conversation. Some people laughed nervously, others took videos. She never snarled, never growled. She wagged her entire upper body when happy. She would sit gently next to strangers and tilt her head, waiting for approval like an oversized puppy with glowing eyes. But growth didn't stop. 6 months in, she barely fit through doorways without ducking. 9 months, she was brushing the ceiling. At 1 year, she stood nearly 7 feet tall. Her ears touched the light fixture. When she stretched in the morning, cabinet doors shook. When she jumped, picture frames tilted. The apartment started to feel smaller each week. She began sitting by the window for long stretches of time, quiet, still, watching the distant line of trees beyond the highway. She wasn't destructive on purpose. She simply didn't belong inside 4 walls anymore. One evening, she spotted a butterfly outside the window. Instinct took over. She lunged and shattered the glass. The sound echoed through the apartment. She froze immediately, eyes wide with fear. Not fear of punishment, fear that she had done something wrong. That broke me. I understood then that love isn't about keeping someone close if closeness hurts them. So we prepared. I rented a truck, packed essentials, blankets, tools, her favorite basket for pineapples. We drove for hours, heading north towards a forest people in the region talk about in quiet voices, dense, ancient, mostly untouched. When we arrived, she stepped out slowly, and everything changed. She stood upright, fully upright without bending. She inhaled deeply. The wind moved through her fur. Birds scattered, then circled back cautiously. She walked forward, touching tree trunks gently, almost reverently. She ran, not wildly, freely. She discovered narrow trails invisible to me. She listened to sounds I couldn't hear. Within days, animals approached her without panic. Deer stood nearby, foxes lingered. She began clearing fallen branches from paths. If campers left trash, she piled it neatly at the trailhead. Her roar evolved. It was no longer sharp or startling. It rolled through the forest like distant thunder, not a threat, but a declaration. All is well. Rumors started circulating in nearby towns. Hikers spoke of a tall, fluffy guardian. Some claimed to see glowing eyes at dusk. Officials came once, searching with drones. They found nothing. The forest swallowed her presence, shielding her. I don't visit often. The forest belongs to her. But sometimes at sunset, I walk to the edge where the asphalt ends and dirt begins, and leave a woven basket filled with pineapple slices. I never see her take it.